You were getting closer. The conversations felt natural. She seemed interested. And then suddenly, something changed. She started replying slower. She felt more distant. The energy wasn't the same anymore. This confuses a lot of men, because nothing bad happened. There was no argument, no obvious reason, but she pulled away anyway. What most men don't realize is this. Women often pull away not when they lose interest, but when they start feeling something real. And that emotional shift can be overwhelming. In this video, we're going to break down what actually happens in her mind when she starts creating distance after getting close. Because if you understand this moment, you'll stop reacting in ways that make things worse. One of the biggest misconceptions men have is this. They think distance means loss of interest. But in many cases, distance actually begins when emotions start getting stronger. When a woman first meets you, everything feels light. There's curiosity, there's excitement, there's no pressure. But the moment she starts realizing that she cares a little more than expected, something shifts inside her. Now it's no longer just fun. Now it feels real. And when something starts to feel real, it also starts to feel risky. She begins asking herself questions she didn't ask before. Where is this going? Is this person right for me? Am I getting too attached too fast? This doesn't always happen consciously. Most of the time, it's emotional, not logical. She just feels a need to slow down, to create space, to breathe, to understand what she's feeling. And this is where many men misunderstand the moment. Because from the outside, it looks like she's losing interest. But internally, she might just be trying to regain emotional balance. Getting close to someone means losing a bit of control. And for many people, that can feel uncomfortable. So instead of moving forward, she instinctively pulls back. Not to end things, but to protect her emotional pace. This is the point where many men accidentally make things worse. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much, too fast. When her energy changes, when her replies get shorter, when she starts pulling back, he feels the shift immediately, and the first instinct is to fix it. So he texts more. He asks what's wrong. He tries to get clarity. But to her, this suddenly feels like pressure. Now she's not only dealing with her own emotions, she's also dealing with his reactions. And that can feel overwhelming. Because when she's unsure about her feelings, the last thing she wants is to feel responsible for someone else's emotional state. So instead of coming closer, she pulls back even more. Not because she wants to lose him, but because the situation starts to feel heavy. This is where the dynamic changes. What started as attraction slowly turns into tension, and tension doesn't create connection, it creates distance. Most men think effort fixes distance, but in moments like this, effort can actually amplify the problem because it signals urgency, and urgency feels like pressure, and pressure is the fastest way to make someone step back emotionally. When pressure enters the situation, something subtle begins to shift inside her. At first, she just needed space to sort out her thoughts, but now she starts to feel watched, observed, expected. She notices the faster replies, the extra messages, the emotional tone changing. And it sends a signal, not a logical one, an emotional one. It feels like something is being asked of her that she's not ready to give. So her mind does what it's designed to do. It protects her. She becomes more careful, more distant, more guarded. Not because she lost interest instantly, but because the emotional weight started to grow. Attraction needs space to breathe, but pressure fills that space too quickly. And when that happens, what she once felt naturally starts to feel forced. This is the moment where many connections quietly weaken. There's no fight, no clear ending, just a slow emotional step back. And most men never realize this is the exact point where things started to change. Most men try to fix this by talking more. They send longer messages. They explain themselves. They try to be clearer, nicer, more available. And that usually makes things worse. Because attraction isn't built through constant reassurance. It's built through emotional contrast. When a woman feels like she completely understands you, predicts you, and can control the rhythm of the interaction, the emotional intensity drops. And when intensity drops, attachment weakens. This is why unpredictability, not confusion, not games, but emotional depth and space, creates pull. When you stop over-explaining, when you stop trying to manage her reactions, when you allow silence to exist without rushing to fill it, she starts leaning in again. Not because you changed who you are, but because the emotional experience changed. The mistake most men make is thinking attraction comes from doing more. In reality, it often grows when you remove pressure, when the interaction feels lighter, less forced, less controlled. That's when curiosity returns. And curiosity is one of the strongest drivers of emotional attachment. So if you've been feeling like her energy changed, like she used to be more engaged, more curious, more emotionally present, it doesn't always mean her feelings disappeared. Sometimes the emotional dynamic just shifted. And small changes in how you show up, how you respond, how much space you give, how much you try to control the outcome, can completely change how she experiences you again. Attraction is rarely about one big moment. It's built through subtle emotional patterns over time. When you understand what creates emotional tension, curiosity, and attachment, you stop guessing, and you start seeing the difference in how she responds. If you want to understand the deeper psychology behind why certain small shifts create strong emotional pull, it starts with noticing the patterns most people ignore.